Hello and welcome to the 11th part of the top-down programming logic. Essentially, we've done everything, and now what we're going to do is we're going to debug it because we need to see that it works. Now, what I've done is I've just made it kind of live, so we can execute the code, and we're going to go through, and we're now going to debug it. Must tell you the truth, I did actually run the code once and spent about 20 minutes banging my head against the wall trying to find out why the code wasn't working, and it was actually working. It was working fine, but I've remade another copy again so we can debug this as easy as possible. But essentially the point that we left at in video 10 is the exact same code that we're going to run through now. So I haven't been any further on it. I've just happened to have had a first attempt at it, but I just was banging my head against the wall, and I'll explain to you once I get to it what was actually wrong. So there are a few minor mistakes in the beginning which we're going to go over. Okay, so we loaded it here, and we can see that fatal error, call to a member function, set cookie name on a non-object on index.php line 16. Alright, so let's come to here, line 16, set cookie name. Now, as the first error, what do we want to? How do we want to check this? So we want to check it first of all is checking cookie name. Well, we know that the cookie name is there, alright, so don't need to worry about that. And it's all about call to member function on a non-object. This is the key words here, right? So that means that login is not an object, alright, so that means that get login instance is not giving us what we want. So let's come to it here. Now, when we look at it, factory load interface, factory load model, login, factory load objects meaning that this effectively is failing and coming to here. So we know that there's a problem with this. Now, let's just check first of all load interface. Right, that's the first check that we're going to make, is load interface, going to come here. Now, what we'll do is we'll copy this, and we're going to change it to test underscore load interface. And what we want to do is we want to completely debug it. So we're going to echo out path equals path first of all, and then we're going to echo out iname to check this, and then we're going to echo out file exists, and that's where we're going to start off with. Alright, so before we do this, we're going to put a die at it, and we're going to say factory load interface login, and see now which errors we're going to be given. Okay, and we've got nothing for now, so that seems to be a bit weird. So we know that first of all we know that login interface is working. All right, that's what my first idea is. But oh, sorry, we want tests here. Right, now let's do it. So we've got path www html iname login, okay, which is correct. But what we know here is that the file doesn't exist. Now, the file is located within inside of the top-down folder. So that's going to give us an indication here that it's actually looking for it inside of the interfaces folder, and the interfaces folder is actually inside the top down folder. Therefore, at the moment, our document root in the defines is wrong, okay, because I changed it. And so we need to come down and add top down, add a directory separator here. So this is correct. And come back to here, and now we've got top down, and but it's still not coming back as found. So okay, well, interface.php. Now this here is another thing. So if we look at this path and we echo out the file path equals this, and then we compare this. So file path var www html top down. Well, up to this point that's all correct. Now we wanted to know that there was interfaces, okay, in here, because it should be interfaces folder. So we know that there's a problem here, this directory interfaces. That's not given us the correct information. So that means that in defines there's something wrong. Now when we look at this, okay, doc root, comma, yeah, that has 2 arguments, and then here, okay, so we've got server document root dot top down dot ds, directory interfaces, comma, doc root, aha, comma, so there should be a dot there. Right, let's check the next ones, comma, and there's another one there. So it's me mistyping this incorrectly. Okay, so let's just check this now. Document root login with a /, interfaces with a / models, yes. Okay, that should now all work. So now we've got file path, top down, interfaces, login interface.php. But looking here, our ruling was that it was then the object name followed by a dot followed by interface.php. So that's where our next problem is here. So we know that these don't have dots and they don't have dots there. So the likelihood is, because I copied this, let's change the dots here, change the dots there. I copied it for the model, so this one's definitely going to be wrong. Change that one again, change it for the object as well, so that's going to be wrong, and go from there. So let's now test this. Okay, file exists. So we now know that this one works. Alright, so we can come here and we say this one works. And then we want load model. So let's do this factory. Okay, well that should work. So we can test this first of all. If factory load model echo model loaded, yeah. Right, so let's test this one first of all. Okay, there we go, another problem. So fatal error interface login model interface not found on this here. Okay, well in my eyes we were supposed to be loading this all inside of get login instance. Now it's saying that the login model interface hasn't been loaded. Well, that's fine, because we loaded the login interface, but if we remember, the login model interface needs to be loaded as well. So we just wouldn't change this, but we add this into there, and we're going to load login model interface here now, and not found. Oh, okay, that's because we're just testing. So we'll now change this, add this here to load both of them. Now file exists, so we now know that these two have loaded. Alright, so let's just check it again, and let's now try this one instead, see whether we've got gets what we want in. We want in get login instance, yeah. Let's try this. So we have a login instance, and come to here and let this die. Okay, next errors: set cookie expires must be compatible with that of login interface set cookie expires. Okay, so it means that we need to go to the login interface. First of all, we know that the login object as such has been loaded, but now there's just errors in it, which is good. So login interface set cookie expires. Okay, it's not the same, so we need to have a double check of both of these. Let's get rid of these for now. Okay, so login interface and login model, no, objects, sorry, login object. So we've got set cookie expires is here. Okay, that's in the interface. Then the object is set cookie expires is here. Well, it's got the integer, so we're going to remove this just for ease. We have a login instance. Okay, good. So we now know that we've got past this bit. All right. So we've got to here now. There should be nothing wrong with this bit as such. So let's get rid of this, and yeah, we'll put that back to there, and see how much further we get now. Okay, fatal error, user model interface not found. Well, this sounds like exactly the same thing, so we're not going to faff around. We're just going to go straight to it, and we get rid of our test load interface method. Load model, load object, load user model interface. So this is going to be user instance. So we know that we need to load the user model. Yeah, that's going to be fine. That's all the other one was. So this is this be exactly the same. Okay, good. So obviously sorted that problem. Now looking here at the end, this looks like one of the exceptions that I've thrown. A user ID has not been loaded within the login object. Okay, well this is we've done the first little bit. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, and then we'll continue this next problem in the next video. Okay, so see you in the next video.